This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Boulder, Colorado. I am here at House of Motorrad. Since 2011, they have provided adventure, motorcycle rental, service, and accessories while teaching you how to ride off-road, not only here in Colorado, but literally across the world. I am here with the owner, president, the trigger man. Tell me a little bit, let's go back a little bit. This is a passion that began for you, all the way back in grade school. Asking your dad, you could take a ride before you went to school in the morning. This journey of business has led you out of your garage and into a physical retail location. The journey of really loving everything but two wheels has led you not only here in Colorado, but across the world. Many different trails out there. Tell me how this got started for you.
Well, basically, like you said, when I was a little kid, I would get up every morning and go ride motorized vehicles of some sort. Until it was time to go to school. So my dad had motorcycles growing up, and it was something that I really had a passion for. Before this, I was in medical research. I did that for like 14 years and decided it was time to follow my passion. So started the business in my garage, and now we're progressing into this space here, and have been here now for a couple of years. We're about to move, though, into a larger space because we're kind of outgrowing our current location. So we're staying here in Boulder, though. I can't exactly disclose all the details yet because it's not a done deal, but we are getting a bigger space and hopefully going to increase the offerings we have to the motorcycling community.
That is exciting. Let's start off, first of all, the motorcycle. We can trace the roots all the way back to 1876. A few years later, the first motorcycle that actually had gasoline powered made its way. By the 1900s, motorcycles were popular. Why do you think motorcycles continue to be so popular today?
The feeling of freedom you get when you ride, and the joy that you experience when you're on two wheels. There's a lot of people that have quoted Persig in the past, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. In the book, he talks about how it's different than being in a car because you don't feel like you're separated from the environment. You feel like you're part of it as you're traveling on a motorcycle. So you get a lot more of an experience of being included in the space you're traveling through on a bike.
Actually connected to nature, connected to where you're at. I hear it's the best way to really experience any country at all. Obviously, it remains popular. Even more so popular here lately with TV shows out there. People are getting used to it. Off-road bikes, back in my day, I guess they called them dirt bikes. That's what I kind of grew up with. Let me ask you, the folks out there that are coming in and looking to ride, what are some of the terrains they're going on? Obviously, they're not looking for pavement.
Yeah, well, we do have dual sport bikes, so they do ride on the road some of the time, but they do look to ride anything from single track trails all the way to fire roads and dirt roads. High mountain passes in Colorado are a big draw to this area of the country. You get up over 12,000 feet, and the scenery is amazing. So.
Wow, that is great. Share with us a little bit how these bikes differ. The off-road bike versus the bike made for the highway. Are they kind of built differently? Different standards set in place?
Yeah, you bet. The suspension is one of the things that stands out as a difference between a road bike and an off-road bike. You have a lot more travel in the suspension of the motorcycle, a lot more ground clearance. The center of gravity and mass of the motorcycle is a lot lower so that it's able to be handled in tighter situations. They're more robust. They can handle the vibrations of off-road travel.
I imagine. Obviously, you moved out of your garage because the garage couldn't hold your fleet anymore of these great rentals. How many rentals do you have right now that's available, and what are some of the brands that people are going to be able to experience?
We rent currently 20 motorcycles, but that fluctuates every year. We add bikes and we sell bikes from the fleet to keep our fleet fresh. Right now we have BMW, KTM, Triumph, Yamaha, Honda, Husqvarna as our current offerings.
Excellent. You yourself, obviously, you've traveled beyond Colorado. Folks that are basically renting these bikes from you, do you limit them to Colorado, or can they go where the road takes them?
Oh, definitely no limits. That's part of our whole philosophy here at House of Motorrad, is that you can go anywhere you want to go. There's people that have traveled for months on some of our rental bikes, all the way across the Trans-America Trail, the Continental Divide Trail. They've gone into Canada, so there's quite a bit of space to ride here in the West.
Absolutely. You've got all the accessories here, anything a person would need out there, even GPS rentals if needed. Is the GPS something, a tool that people use, and how is it used?
Oh, for sure. People use the GPS all the time. When you leave the pavement, the signs go away. So you can't really tell where you're going or how to get back unless you have a GPS or really good ability to read a map. But yeah, GPSs are used quite prevalently in off-road travel.
I bet. I see everything from helmets, gloves, mesh, jackets. Are obviously you can purchase a lot of these things here. What about if people need the gear to actually rent? Can you do that as well?
We sure do. Yeah, we rent helmets, jackets, pants, and gloves.
So you can get those as well.
Yep.
Wonderful. The fleet that you've had to maintain for many years here, working on these bikes, keeping them up, you're now able to share that experience with pretty much anybody out there. This is a full service place that you're providing where people can bring their bikes in. What are some of the services they can get done?
Yeah, we're a full-service shop, as you mentioned. We work on any year, make, and model of motorcycle, which is rare nowadays. Most shops limit what they will work on. But we have a lot of experience working on a lot of different brands and a lot of different years, all the way from classic bikes to modern adventure bikes. You can get anything done from an oil change, tire change, basic maintenance, all the way up to full engine rebuilds, suspension work, customization of the motorcycle, anything under the sun.
You name it. You got quite a few years of experience with the bike itself, but you have logged a lot of miles. I mean, you know how to tour a bike, you know how to get it out there. You're now able to teach people actually how to ride. Tell me about the art of the 3Bs. What is that all about?
Sure, we call that braking, balance, and BRAP. Those are the three characteristics that we use to teach somebody how to ride a motorcycle off-road. We believe through braking, through balance, and throttle and clutch control, which is what's covered by BRAP, you can operate a bike in any condition, and we use that technique to kind of improve people's comfort level and skill level off-road.
So you name it at the skill level, be it a beginner or an advanced guy trying to hone in on the art there. Share me what the Expedition Series is. Touch me on that a little bit. What would that entail?
So the Expedition Series is one of the three different types of training tours that we offer here. Expedition Series is the longest trip you can take with us, duration-wise and mileage-wise. They cover a large distance. Each one covers almost an entire state, and we do them in the Four Corners states and are expanding our offerings all the time. But they're catered camping tours most of the time. Sometimes we do a couple of hotel versions, but most of the time we're out in the backcountry camping each morning. We make breakfast, we make dinner for everybody, we break down camp, we teach you how to ride, and we take you to some amazing places.
That is amazing. For people out there that maybe don't want the full duration like that, they maybe want a multi-day. Tell me why the Base Camp Series is something to be a good fit.
Yeah, so the base camps are very similar to the Expedition Series, except for we don't break camp every day. We stay in one place and we take day trips from that area. So you experience quite a bit, but they're specific to a certain spot as opposed to traveling every day. You end up coming back to camp every night. So it's a little bit more relaxed pace. It's a little less time to take off of work, but there's still that same aspect of training involved and real-world experience.
Excellent. Obviously, this is something you began back in grade school. If we have a grade school kid out there watching, they've never done this type of training before, they want to kind of get their feet wet, is the mini camp a good place to start with?
Definitely. Mini camps are a great place to start, even for people who are trying to figure out if they want to get into the sport. It's just a one-day thing most of the time. Sometimes we'll do packing classes in an overnight to teach people about how to camp on their motorcycle, but most of the time it's just a one-day experience in the backcountry, and we get a lot of beginners there trying to figure out if they even want to get into the sport. And we also get people that want to increase their skill level, and we have plenty of trainers involved in each mini camp so we can split groups up and accommodate everybody.
Excellent. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. First of all, you're going to see their website. On the website, you're going to basically take a look at their fleet. It's an ever-changing fleet. They're also expanding, and we'll be hearing about more of that later, but you can check out the feed online. They got the rates right there for you. Any questions you might have, they have a great FAQ right there to walk you through everything if you've never done this before. But quite honestly, you pretty much need to show up with yourself, put your deposit on a bike, and you're going to be out there enjoying the world rather quickly. You've got all the gear here that you need. Check them out on Facebook as well. Got great galleries out there. They're definitely going to want to get you out there on the road and experience the world on a motorcycle, which many say is the only way to experience travel out there. I mean, this is quite different from what you studied. I mean, your PhD, your training is a whole different industry altogether. You decided to get a PhD in your passion and continue what you always loved doing. Is it rewarding for you to see young kids coming in here and being exposed to this sport?
Definitely rewarding. That's one of the greatest parts about my job, is that I get to see people's happy faces when they return from a big tour or learn a new skill or had a great time on a vacation. And I know that I brought happiness to somebody's life. I love that part of the job.
Absolutely. You've also been able to travel the world with your father. I'm sure he's probably pretty happy that he let you ride before school now.
Yeah, I think he is. He's made it to about 29 different countries with me now on motorcycles. So it's been amazing.
That is amazing. Last time, viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, you can contact them right there. Easy location right here. They're going to be moving locations, but obviously, if you want to drive over, park your car, your truck, while you take out a rental, you can do that as well. They're going to have some space for you. Check out the rental rates, but obviously, this is a sport for folks that want to get off the road. They've got rentals. If you want to drive on the pavement, we've got those for you as well, but really, this is for guys who want to experience where basically the GPS ends and the signs end. So you want to make sure you're getting back on the road there. They've got the GoPros if you want to record that kind of thing as well. All the accessories you can imagine. It's your one-stop shop really for getting out there and enjoying off-road. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.